What's up, everybody? Good afternoon. It's almost 1 o'clock. I am en route to our Maryland office, and this particular topic came up a few times. Comes up all the time, actually. But particularly, it came up a few times today. One was with me. I actually forgot about a 12:15 meeting and forgot about it. I got busy in a series of other meetings this morning, was caught up in a conversation with someone, and forgot to get on the road and leave on time. So, what's up, Jared? You probably are. If your desk is a mess like mine, mine's like organized chaos. But I can tell you, and the more I learn about behavioral profiles and stuff like that, it makes a lot of sense. And I think one of the things I struggle with is whether or not. So I'm naturally a salesperson. I am much more comfortable in non-restrictive environments. I like to kind of go with my gut instincts and feelings and build relationships with people based off of the ebb and flow of a conversation. And I am one that by nature does not like to be restricted by rules. And that's, for me, it's a negative. It's something I wish I was better at. However, the more I learn about behavioral profiles is that for me as a salesperson and an outgoing person that, thrives in social environments, it's nearly impossible to have both. So as unorganized as I may be, and as, a little rogue at times, as far as going against the rules. And it's not because I don't believe in them. I just at times will challenge them because I'm not 100% convinced that it's the best way or that there's not a better way. But I've bought all types of planners. I've bought calendars. I've bought apps in my phone that serve as reminders. And it certainly helps me be a little bit more organized. But I'm definitely just a little bit better. I'm still generally unorganized. And the age-old question for me is, and we talk about this when we're trying to, work with salespeople in our businesses, at times they struggle with organization and follow-up and follow-through, and, are a little, at times it comes across as unreliable because of being a little bit unorganized. And I think the tendency, and I don't know what the right answer is, but the tendency is to, become hyper-focused on being organized. And the challenge is that because of our makeup and our behavioral profile, we're much more inclined to just not be good at that. It's going to be hard for me as a salesperson to sit down and document what I'm going to do each day and spell out and plan my week, or spell out and plan my vacations a year in advance. And even if I gave it my all, I might be a 5, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, and it's going to take a lot of time and energy for me. Versus, should I partner with someone? Should I hire an assistant? Should I delegate that responsibility to someone that is much more inclined to be organizational, is not as outgoing, is not very social, but is super organized and a bit of a perfectionist to help me with those tasks? I personally have found more success in finding the person to be able to delegate those tasks to, or support me with those things, and then allow myself to just only function in almost exclusively sales-related activities, whether it's marketing, sales training, working with people to hire, doing Facebook videos, whatever the case might be. If it involves people and sales and results, I just seem to gravitate towards it. So, and I'm not saying that's the right way to do it. It's just worked for me. I think it's more productive to do that than it is to try and get a person that is naturally outgoing, hardwired to be a salesperson, to buckle down and be organized. I think you're going to minimize the upside for that particular person. So if you're a salesperson and you struggle with that, or if you're organized and you're a really slow, methodical person and you're struggling in sales, it goes both ways. I had talked to someone at the real estate meetup that I spoke at on Thursday, and this particular person was I think I want to say like some type of engineer, and he wanted to get into real estate investing. He told me like what he was really good at was the analytics of, defining the market they wanted to get into, being super, efficient when it came to marketing dollars and measuring every response. And he said, he asked me, what's my suggestion for how to get started in the business? And I said, honestly, I mean, you need a sales mind to work with. I suggest you partner up and find someone that's not very analytical, is super impatient, and is going to push you to do things quicker than you feel comfortable, but then you'll be able to help them, implement systems and processes to prevent them from making mistakes. And he loved that idea. I mean, I think it was good advice. That person, being very analytical, would overanalyze every postcard, overanalyze every Facebook ad, overanalyze every deal. And in a fast-paced industry like real estate, you really need to be able to make relatively quick decisions. And that would just probably drive a person like that crazy, that's very analytical and, has the patience to dot their I's and cross their T's on every transaction. So anyway, if you're struggling with some of that, it might be a good time for you to consider bringing in some type of help rather than, pounding your head against the wall to try and get you to be better at something that you're just not naturally wired to be very good at. Spend more time in your core of excellence, my friend Gary calls it, where you're gifted, where you feel comfortable, where things come easy. Like people say, when you have a job that you love, it doesn't feel like work. That's why, because they're doing something that they're great at and they enjoy. And I just haven't seen the success. Jeff Inch, what's up, brother? I haven't personally had any luck trying to take someone that's naturally inclined to be a salesperson and try and make it an administrative, or take an administrative person and try and move them into sales. And with each one of those jobs, sometimes as a salesperson, there's, using a CRM, there's follow-up, there's certain details about your transactions that need to be very precise. And in my experience, it's been better not to try and turn that person or that position into something that they're not likely to be successful at, and to delegate that responsibility to someone else. So hope that's helpful. I was just going through it today. Shame on me, I'm late for a meeting. I'm unorganized. I accepted the appointment, didn't pay attention to it, got caught up in a meeting this morning and trying to solve problems and make deals, and next thing I know, I should have been on the road 30 or 45 minutes ago. So just prompted me as a reminder really for me to get out here and talk about it, is that I probably need some help organizing my calendar. I mean, I have a pretty hectic schedule. I'm going to try and, be better about that stuff, but there's a good chance I'll give it my best and still not be good at it, which then I'll know that it's time for me to have someone help me do that stuff. So anyway, hope you guys have a great afternoon, and tune in today, 7 o'clock, me and Dew Jones from Sports Shooting Stars. We're going to do a little bit of a recap of the football season for this year, talk about what Dew and his team has done to televise some local high school sporting events that has been pretty awesome. They're doing a real big one next week, Central versus York High. I believe it's for the county championship. And it's been really awesome that Dew's been able to televise those events. I know I've personally been able to watch a few games that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to attend. I think it's great exposure for the kids, and it's really, really awesome. So I'm excited to have him on the show today. They'll soon be getting ready for the upcoming basketball season. We'll talk a little bit about that. And then how to get involved if you want to be a sponsor for any of those games. It's a great marketing tool to reach our local community and get your message out in front of those people. So anyway, you guys have a great day. I'll see you later around 7 p.m. Take care.